What is the real March Madness? The NCAA tournament or the NFL?
I think you should put that as a poll question.
I did.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
Let me hit that then.
But with the Chiefs this offseason, as we started to look at the cap, like they don't seemingly have quiet off seasons, right? So we are to assume at this point, Brett Veach is probably going to make a big move again.
Look at what he's done during the Mahomes era. Like once they realized this is a title contending team.
Which AFC West team do you think is the biggest threat to the Chiefs?
What would you do if you're in the toughest division in football?
Any scenario of the offseason that you're coming up with in your head, I would just go ahead and throw that notion out the window.
When you go to that second 4 to 6 to 7 years of an Uber quarterback's career, the roster has to look different.
What's going on, baby? Good to see you.
How's it going? Today is a great day.
In terms of expectations, it's pretty simple.
We have a chance year in and year out to go get that ring.
You know, everybody misses in free agency. I can't even remember off the top of my head a Chiefs miss. I really can't.
For me, myself, it's all about winning.
Hey, we're not afraid to take a chance on a player. We can find mid-round hidden gems, and now we're coached well. That's when you become the Kansas City Chiefs and you're dominating the AFC for 4 years in a row.
Approaching this offseason, you know, as you mentioned, every year is different. This year we certainly, you know, had a couple line items that we wanted to address. We wanted to just add more youth and talent on the defensive side, and I think in the early stages of free agency, you're tying up all the loose ends, and yeah, there's certainly occasions where you're going out there and you're signing a high-priced free agent, but more often than not, you're trying to build depth and you're trying to add layers of protection so that when you enter the draft, you can sit there and let the board come to you and add talent.
There have been 9 players that Brett Veach has signed to a multi-year deal. He has never signed a player to a multi-year deal who was over the age of 28 when he signed it. The Chiefs have made their first move in free agency, signing Justin Reid.
We have arrived
to one of the best free agent contracts that we've seen given out so far.
Every year free agency is different, just depending on, you know, the cap space that you're able to work with. But I think this year's free agency was definitely a success because from the time we got to the combine, from when we got back here to the time free agency started, we had a definitive plan, we stuck by it, and Justin Reid was a part of that plan right out of the gate. We were able to execute that. And then as free agency went on, we were able to add more skill, more talent on the offensive side with the addition of Rojo and Valdes-Scantling and JuJu Smith-Schuster.
Chief Kingdom was good.
Once teams were actually able to start, you know, putting cards on the table and who was interested, had a couple of offers, but the overarching theme that kept coming back to was how interested Kansas City was.
It's kind of a no-brainer, man. When KC comes after you 2 times in a row.
I mean, he was the guy they targeted last year.
It's kind of like, man, just take it. I think the past couple of years, I'm out there in Pittsburgh, and I haven't been running the routes that I want to. And I think coming here, you know, playing with Pat, playing with Trav, you know, all these guys around me who are just weapons, you know, I can learn, and I said, still grow.
I mean, this is unbelievable.
It seemed like they were prioritizing flexibility and maintaining the cap, and they were very selective, especially in that first wave. Justin Reid is a big deal. You know, that's one of those things where you might look back and say that signing was more important than even we realized at the time.
I was just looking for a place that I think would be a good fit. There's been so much turnover in my first 4 years. I've had 3 different head coaches, 3 different GMs, 3 different safeties coaches. There's power in having a nucleus of players that you get to keep those guys together and they get to build chemistry and build on that year after year.
That's a good feeling right there. Let's go.
We were aggressive with a plan, and I think we were able to show that we were able to pivot quickly and make, you know, decisive moves.
You know, I used to call it back in my college days intellectual brutality.
Mahomes has the time to throw. What a hit.
I like to be the field general on the back end to get everybody organized.
Hit hard by Justin Reid.
You know, I'm still young in this game, and like I said, come here to unlock running routes and just catching balls and touchdowns.
JuJu Smith-Schuster for the Steelers touchdown.
If you're going to come in my area, you're going to pay for it. You might catch the ball, but you're going to remember why you don't want to come in that area the next time.
They did their due diligence. JuJu with the injury and the tough year last year, Marquez kind of looked at as one of these gadget guys and with something to prove. So they're replenishing the wide receiver room, and then you're sprinkling in a Rojo.
On the right side, running the ball is Rojo. Gets outside. The 5-3-2-1. Touchdown, Tampa Bay.
Ronald Jones, to me, also fits that category of chip on his shoulder. There was a theme. It was, let's go get our guy, which Brett Veach and the Chiefs identified as Justin Reid, and let's bring in some players with a lot to prove at these other positions. Let's have them prove it for us here in 2022.
Casey gave me the opportunity to come in here and to, showcase my talent, due to last year not being able to play all last year with the injury, and, just to show everybody what I can really do.
Man, it is going to be an unbelievable feeling playing in front of the fans here. I know what it's like whenever I was playing against them, but now having them at our back is going to be an incredible feeling. I can't wait for whoever it is, and I feel bad for whoever their opponent's about to be.
I think we always approach the offseason in regards to layering the talent as deep as we can, constantly looking for talent and unique ways to find and build depth.
Kansas City has consistently taken those big swings.
They're big names.
But who is it? Like, what's the move then?
So the NFL, sometimes you have these situations where you're trying to marry two different feelings. And I think this was one of those where you reach a certain point, and we've had these days in the past where the organization says goodbye to someone like Dwayne Bowe or Eric Berry or Justin Houston, Derek Johnson, Jamal Charles, the names go on and on. This is the first time in a while that it's felt like that type of situation where the Chiefs felt like, I think, their hand was forced in a sense, but you know what? They're going to make the most, and instead of looking at it as a challenge, they're looking at it as a opportunity.
I believe it is official. Tyreek Hill is getting traded to the Miami Dolphins. 2022, 1, 2, 4, and then a 4th and a 6th in next year. That's a lot, by the way.
Jesus. You'd have to say, drafting Hill as a 5th-round pick, becoming a superb talent, one of the best in the league.
He's throwing long downfield for Tyreek Hill.
You win a Super Bowl with him.
Got it at the 20-yard line.
You go to multiple AFC championship games with him.
10-5 touchdown.
At the end of the day, you turn it into a 1, 2, and 4 in one draft and a 4 and 6 in another. And in Brett Veach, you trust. Go find another one.
Working through Tyreek's contract, certainly a great player and deserving of that contract, but working through that would have put some strain on us in regards to adding additional talent on the defensive side. So I think as we work through this process, it kind of came to light that the best resolution to the situation was to add draft capital and to add cap space, where we could hopefully add more skilled player, more talent at receiver, and add hopefully a lot of great defensive talent.
Chiefs Kingdom, man, thank y'all. Y'all been real special all freaking year, man. Y'all, hey, the amount of respect, man, the amount of love y'all give us, man, is tremendous, man, because that what makes us go out there and ball out each and every day. That's all I gotta say, man. Hey, cheat out, man. I love y'all, man.
And I'll just say flat out, I love this trade for the Chiefs. I think it is a great trade for the Kansas City Chiefs, and it solves a lot of problems that could have been there potentially.
They're going to miss Tyreek Hill. There's nobody like him. But can you win without him? Can you win as many games or more games without him? I say this all the time. The toughest thing about the offseason is seeing one piece of a blueprint at a time. And then you get to September and you say, we did a pretty nice job looking back, but it's hard for fans to swallow each and every little move because we don't get the whole picture until then.
know how this works, that when you have good players, eventually there's a possibility they all may move on. So, we have to be on point with our draft board and our decisions. And again, it's a challenge we look forward to.